I'm really sitting with the idea that there's a possibility, or rather a truth, that everything that I've been through, everything that I've experienced has been preparing me for the life that I actually want. And I've had to understand that a lot of what I've been through, while it's been frustrating, it was necessary because it's been preparing me to become the type of person that I need to be to walk into the life that I've always wanted, in regards to the types of relationships that I want, in regards to the types of finances that I want to make. I had to really go within and acknowledge the things about myself that were keeping me from achieving those blessings or living that type of lifestyle. And it's like, as frustrating as it can be, I'm starting to understand that hard times in life are actually preparation, or is actually preparation. It's actually an opportunity for you to take this situation and really learn from it and apply the lesson to yourself so that you can use it effectively to get you where you're trying to go. Where I used to crash out and where I used to be mad, it's like now I take a breath and I really take a moment to pay attention to what's actually going on. What I'm understanding is, when you go through things and you allow the transformation, when you go through something and you allow it to actually change you authentically, not coming from a place of bitterness or resentment, but genuinely being honest with yourself about how that situation changed you, how that relationship affected you, how that heartbreak, how that betrayal, when you're honest with yourself about who you became after all of that, it's like that's where I'm at right now in my life. Being honest with myself about who is Anthony after I was honest with myself about a lot of things that were going on. And it's like, it was really hard for me. It was really complicated for me to be honest about a lot of things I had been through, because I didn't want to. First, it was really hard for me to see it for what it was, to really be real with yourself about that was never love, that would, just being honest about even what was going on. But it's like, I had to admit to myself what I allowed to happen. I had to be honest with myself about the circumstances I put myself in, the times that I was deceiving myself, letting myself down, going against what I know, going against what I believe, because there's no proof of it. Or, I'm allowing someone else to convince me that what I'm thinking isn't really there. And every time I allowed that, I deceived myself, I betrayed myself, I went against myself to keep whatever we have going. I stopped resisting. I did, because it was really complicated for me to admit a lot of the things that I had, like I say, allowed to happen. A lot of the times that I knew I was being lied to and went for it anyway. A lot of the times that I knew things didn't feel right and I go against myself because I don't want to ruffle any feathers or cause an issue. But the real issue was the one that I was causing in myself, because I created a relationship with myself where I didn't even trust myself, because I had allowed so many outside things to cloud my understanding and my way of thinking that I didn't even know how I felt about a lot of things. It was just complicated for me to really admit exactly what happened in those relationships, because I really allowed myself to be treated in ways that I should have never allowed. And because of that, I experienced a lot of pain that I would have never had to experience if I would have had the respect for myself that I was supposed to have in the first place. And it can be hard to admit that. It can be a lot easier to just say, well, they shouldn't have treated me like that. But in reality, I wasn't treating myself any better than what I was expecting from other people. And because of how I was viewing myself, I was manifesting that outside of me. I was manifesting that same energy that I felt about me. I was attracting people who also felt that way about me. But it wouldn't always be so obvious. There would be a lot of times where I will find out through situations that these people feel a certain type of way about me. And if I'm being honest, that's a reflection of how I felt about myself. On the surface, you might not be able to tell the things that were bothering me. But underneath that mask, I had so much darkness and confusion that I was not even working through, that I was just living with. All of my relationships reflected the one that I had with myself. On the surface, it looks a particular way, but underneath that is, there's a very lost soul. And I had to be honest with myself about where I was and how everything affected me after. And that was really hard for me because it was hard for me to admit the ways that I let these things happen. It was very hard for me to admit that because I went through a lot. I really experienced a lot. And the thought of me doing that to myself was driving me crazy. But it was literally the transformation, or at least the beginning of my transformation, because as soon as I took accountability for nobody's doing anything to me, everybody is just being themselves. But it's like I wasn't being true to myself, because while everybody else may have been handling themselves a particular type of way, and while these behaviors didn't have the most positive impact on me, I was still the problem because I refused to leave. I was still the problem because I still hadn't prioritized me yet. No matter how much pain I was going through, no matter how many different ways my heart got broke, not one time did I choose me. And that's why it kept happening. And it's like you would think that I would choose me after some of the horror stories that I have about love. But no, each time I got back up and went to the same thing. It was like a sickness. I just kept going back. I just kept going back. And it's like, it was so clear that I didn't need to. And I didn't feel good about me. I didn't love me. And it's like I was the only one out of alignment because everyone else is moving in ways that are true to them. I am not, because I'm not leaving. I'm not respecting myself. No longer waiting for someone else to give you permission to prioritize yourself. No longer waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay, you can start. No, you tell you can start. And it's like, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's still uncomfortable for me. I still feel some type of way about just this newness of life. But again, when you allow the transformation to happen, you might not have all the answers, but you have to be honest with yourself about the way that relationship affected you. You have to be honest with yourself about who you are after you had to maybe make the moves that you had to make. Wherever you are today and whatever you have been through, you owe yourself the time. You deserve the time to sit with yourself, unpack how you feel, and understand, how did that affect me? Who did I become? Yes, I might have handled the situation. And see, that's something that I get into a lot, because it's like, I know how to roll with the punches. I know how to keep it going. But at a certain time, and I believe every time you go through something and you push through, there's a moment where you are supposed to check in with yourself. See how you're doing. Make sure you're okay. How are you? How are you? And it is okay to prioritize that question. How am I? How will I be after this if I choose to move forward with this? And move forward prioritizing yourself, loving yourself, because you are so important. You are so much more important than what maybe you have been giving yourself credit for. I love you. So God bless.